Greetings, fellow test subjects. Test subject 1337 here for Aperture Gaming. They make it, we test it, you play it. And welcome to my review of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, the remake for the Nintendo Switch. Now, I have not played the original one for the Game Boy, but so this was cool. Chance to try out a new reimagining of a classic game. So I got a lot of stuff to cover over, so let's get right into it. Series. It's part of the Zelda series. It's been around for a little over 30 years, so yeah. And as for where its place is in the Zelda universe timeline, I am not going to go into that. That's a different discussion for a different date. And there's other YouTube channels that could probably do better justice. Or you could just read one of these books. Team. It's from Nintendo. Plot. The premise of the game is that you are Link. Da-na-na-na! And you were out at sea and there was a shipwreck, and now you've washed shore on this mysterious island. There's a giant egg on the top of a very tall mountain, which houses the legendary winged fish. It's kind of a great spiritual entity. And of course, there's forces of evil at play, and of course you have to travel to the 8 locations on the island, collect the 8 musical instruments, and, well, of course, it's never a straightforward, easy process. So yeah, it's yeah, basically, if you've played the game before, it's that it's basically the same game again, only just now updated graphics. Gameplay controls. One of the cool things about the controls is, I read in the original game there was a slot where, here's what, you could have like one item equipped at a time. Like you had your sword, you had your shield, and you had like either this magic powder, or this magic feather, or this, or the bombs. But thanks to the updated controls, you can now have 2 things equipped at the same time, so that makes things a little more interesting. Yeah, so the controls have been updated. You can block, you can slice, you can blow stuff up, you can throw this, that, and the other thing. It's pretty cool. Graphics. Like I said, the graphics have been updated. The camera angle is still, it's not straight top down, it's not side scrolling. It's kind of like a 45-degree angle in a way. But I like the graphics. I mean, first we had, like, for the Zelda 64 era, we had, like, the very serious-looking realms. Then we had Toon Link from, like, Wind Waker or Spirit Tracks. And now we have this Link. It's kind of, from the way everything looks, I want to say it's like a giant toy box. I think it's, like, supposed to tie in with the Amiibo thing. So now we have cartoon toy-style Link, and it looks really good. I like the graphics. I mean, it feels like a nice middle ground. It's a huge step up from what we had when it came out for the Game Boy, and yeah, I like it. Audio. The audio is pretty good also. Depending on which part of the island you're in, you get different background music. Like, and if you're inside a certain house, you get different background music, and then, oh no, I'm in the dungeon, and here comes an enemy. Yeah, so the music changes based on where you are. Sound effects are pretty good, like you hear everyone walk around with their footsteps. Different things interact with how you slice them with your sword. The sound effects for the explosions, for enemies. Yeah, so audio is really good. Multiplayer. Now there isn't multiplayer, but here's an interesting thing. So you see this Amiibo Link? Here's what, in the game, they made a new area where you can actually custom create your own dungeon. Yeah, based on the dungeons you visit, and here's what, if you have other Zelda Amiibos, you can put them in and you will get dungeon pieces, and you can even get the nefarious Shadow Link who will chase you in your custom dungeon. So, what does this Link do? Well, if you save your dungeon, you can then upload it and save it into this Link. You go over to a friend's house. Hey friend, hey, do you have that dungeon you made? Yeah, you want to try it out? Sure. This Link basically acts as dungeon storage and transportation. Now, it does have effects on the Breath of the Wild game, and I will cover that in a moment. So, but yeah, there is no multiplayer. DLC. There's also no DLC, so yeah, there's none of that. Issues. Alright, so as I played this game, I encountered only 2 very minor issues. The first one was, there's this magic powder I got early on in the game. I used it for a specific area. I didn't know it had multi-functioning capabilities, so when I got to the second dungeon, I was thinking I was stuck, so I had to look up real quick. I was like, oh, the magic powder can be used for more than just what I used it for originally. So, and as I progress through the game, I'm gonna have to check to see if the magic powder has any other effects, because Honestly, when I was trying to get to the dungeon, I was trying to use the magic powder on a bunch of stuff, seeing if it had any other effects. It's like, oh, I guess it only works on this one thing. Alright, but so that was a minor just game. That wasn't like a game issue. Well, like game breaking issue, but there was one issue I encountered which like was really this is nonsense. I was playing. They have a crane game, mechanical claw game inside the game you can play. Pay 10 rupees to do this. So I played the game and I got the thing that I wanted. It clamps down, it pulls it up, and as it's moving it over to the collection area, the prize falls out in between the claw openings. I was like, are you kidding me? I had to then spend some more money to play the game again just to retrieve the item that I had rightfully won the first time. So I was like, seriously? I grabbed the thing and it falls out? So yeah, that was kind of annoying. So hopefully that gets fixed. My final minor annoyance, I'd say, was retrieving the bottle from the fishing area. Yeah, that, I can't tell if that was because I was pushing the button wrong. I had to do that multiple times to retrieve that stupid thing, so if there's like, I did that early on, so like if I find out later on that there was like a special claw hooking device to get the bottle, then I'm gonna be like, oh brother. So some very minor nitpicks, but still, it's like, yeah, so the bottle and the powder, I'm pretty sure that's gameplay thing that can be, that's from player standpoint or can be resolved later on, but the claw thing, they seriously need to fix that. Buy, rent, or pass. Alright, for me, since I never played the original series, never played the original game of this was a definitive buy, and I really am enjoying this game, so I would say it's a solid buy. If you've had the game before, like the original, like the Game Boy stuff, then this would be a good chance for you to see how it looks updated. Apparently it's the same game, just with a new graphical update, but hey, that's happening with a lot of stuff, especially with the upcoming Final Fantasy VII, so I'd say it's a definitive buy. Overall score. I have been a fan of the Zelda series for years, as you can tell by my little Zelda collection books here. Yeah, I would say that aside from the issue I have with the claw game, that was the only thing that took a few nudged off a few points. So I give Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for the Nintendo Switch a 9.75, or 9 3/4 out of 10. Now hang on. So I spoke with one of my friends when I saw the Amiibo. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that thought this. I was wondering, what would this be like for the Breath of the Wild? So I asked one of my friends, and he said, quote, okay, so it acts kind of like a generic Amiibo when you scan it. Get generic weapons. I've gotten royal weapons, halberd, greatsword, or arrows out of it. And it drops with fish, which I guess makes sense because you know he's on an island. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, so Amiibos from other Zelda games affect this game, and the only Amiibo from this game does have some partial effect on the Breath of the Wild game. So I think that's pretty cool how it's cross-functionality. I just kind of wish other Zelda Amiibos did other things for this game, and maybe, I don't know, do something more with this one. It also makes me wonder a few other things. When the next Breath of the Wild sequel comes out, how will that effect come into play for all the Amiibos? And then here's what. When this game was announced, at some point someone asked the question, would you like to see other previous Zelda titles get this makeover, get this treatment? And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I would love to see, I think, the original. I want to see how that works out, how they would redo the original, Legend of Zelda, Legend of Zelda 2. I'd also like to see Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. I'd like to see how that would work out. It would be great to help more titles for the Switch. Great to bring back some new stuff, because like here's what, you have all the Zelda games before the N64, and then you have like everything after the N64. So yeah, there's been some changes and updates in graphics and whatnot. It'd be cool, because like some people couldn't get their hands on that stuff before then, and time has passed that now some of those things might be a little hard to reach. And think about it, like, cool, more reasons to make cool new Amiibo stuff. I think that'd be pretty awesome. Like you have the Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages Amiibo, and see how those would affect also with the Breath of the Wild sequel. So yeah, it's a great game. 9 and 3/4 out of 10. Just get the claw game fixed and I think it would nudge up to a full 10. Alright, well that's all the time we have for this episode. Thank you for watching. Until next time, this has been Test Subject 1337 saying thanks for watching, and as always, game on.